Hey everyone, I wanted to do a quick update and we're going to start with the S&P because as you can see here, last week we had a test of the 200-day moving average, which played out as quite a significant resistance level, and right from there, right away we had a breakdown of support and we're back down today 4% down to the 4,200 level, which is quite a significant sell-off for the indices. And this of course has triggered a sell-off also into crypto. And we start with Bitcoin. We were down around 12% on the week, 11.5% to be exact, but also on the daily you can see that clearly, as we discussed, we got rejected from the 100-day moving average here, just right around 25k, and after that we've seen several days of selling and then consecutive breakdowns of this initial trending line here, the ascending line that we had. So we had a breakdown here, almost had a retest and confirmation here that this is going to stay, and then we had quickly a washout. I think this was on Friday, and breakdown of this level, which I consider to be kind of confirmation that this little rally here might be over, because this is the lower low compared to this one, and now we're kind of shifting gears. And as you can see today also a kind of red day following suit with the indices. Right now obviously we don't know what's going to happen, because we can also look at this trend line. Some people I know are looking at this, something like this, and we might stay here for a while. We can also drop down to the initial level here around 20k, which is from where we're right now around 7-10% if we get to the lower 18k area. As always, I'm not gonna try and guess what's gonna happen here. Just as a hedge, I opened a short here on this confirmation of the breakdown of the 22k area, and I'm still holding the full size of this hedge. This is a partial hedge, but I will definitely be taking profit in this area and maybe potentially close out the whole hedge here. And if we get another setup for the breakdown of this area, then take another short, because what might happen is what happened right here. So after a sell-off, we might bounce from somewhere around here, and be stuck in this area. And to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of holding shorts for too long. And that's why, this is my initial plan, and we're gonna see how things will play out. The couple of main scenarios that I'm looking at currently is obviously the one that I just mentioned, that we can chop around here. And this, as I've mentioned in previous videos, could be the start of forming of accumulation area. We have to wait and see how this will play out. But also, this could be just preparation for a breakdown and potentially another leg down to the 15-12k area of Bitcoin. So we're gonna wait and see. I think it's going to be quite interesting, and also, as always this year, the stock market will play quite a significant role in what will happen in the indices. And if we look at again the S&P, you're gonna see that we had a massive rally, and this could just be a small correction on the way up. So I again don't exclude this as an option, and we might see a retest here of the 100-day moving average, maybe some chop around or a continuation to the downside. We're gonna be monitoring this closely, but I'm definitely not excluding the option for a chop for the next months or years, and then potentially the start of a new bear market. Ethereum also had a big correction following suit. We topped out here at around 2000, which is a nice round number. Also, there was some resistance here, and as you can see, now we are again back at the 100-day moving average. But pretty much here it's a no man's land, I would say, because here for this resistance area we're around 7-8%, and here to this support around 1400 we're around 10%. So for me, it's not like a great setup for a short or anything. I'm just watching how price action will develop here and what will happen. The merge is coming closer and closer. Probably in September it will happen if nothing changes, because I also don't exclude the scenario that something will happen and they might move the date or cancel it for now, which will definitely trigger a sell-off. But also, I'm not trading just based on the merge and expecting it to happen. I'm just really looking at what the chart is telling me right now. And for me, for Ethereum, it's not telling me that I need to do anything significantly. Also during the weekend, I managed to squeeze some time to look for some potential shorts if we play out the scenario of a breakdown. And one of them is GMT. Definitely it's setting up for this support and it's holding for now, but as you can see, we have a lower high here which we can use to set our risk. So it's around 10%, and for the first target here it will be 22%. So not the greatest risk to reward here, but just a setup that I'm monitoring closely, and depending on the conditions, I'm gonna alert you obviously if I take this setup. Alice is another one. This never broke out of this range, and it's been showing relative weakness, and as you can see, the 100-day moving average is also putting a lot of pressure on it. So again, if we break down below this level around $2, that will be a potential for a nice short setup. Band is also one, but you know, just one remark with all of these shorts, obviously some of them are lower cap altcoins and they're not available on all exchanges, and of course even if they're available, they might not be allowed to short, and then even if you're allowed to short them, as you can see, the volatility has pretty much died off. It's not like here, you know, the moves here were quite significant. You know, the bounce here was around 69%, and then to the downside you can see we had quite a nice sell of like 75%. Here definitely I can see that the moves have been smaller and shallower since we're kind of in the depths of a bear market. You know, from the top this is already down like 80% pretty much. Let me just check. 94% from the top. So you know, I wouldn't expect this to sell off like crazy, so just be careful with this. And even if you take a short setup on these smaller cap coins, just be very strict with your risk management and with your cutout points. But I just really wanted to show you these because I'm personally looking at them, and potentially you can make some money in this bear market, you know, but still the main goal is for me capital preservation, and that's why I cut out most of my trades. I will do a separate video for those because I really like to recap what's going on and why I decided to go this way, but I'll probably post it tomorrow, so stay tuned for this. And if you have any other questions, you know how to find me.